Here is my Honda Foreman 500 manual shift. It's a 2012 model. I just bought it. And anyways, what I'm trying to do is put an independent rear suspension under it. So I've got everything tore out of it at the moment, and we'll kind of go through step by step with this thing on what I'm doing here, and maybe show y'all some detailed video of what all I plan on doing and see how it turns out. But I pretty much got most of it done. I just need to go through and put all of it together. At this point, I've just taken everything out from under the bike, the whole rear end, and I've got an old Rincon for a donor bike that I took some of the pieces of the frame. Here's the bottom piece. I'm gonna bolt it up under here. The top piece that I modified to go on the differential, it's going to be my shock mounts. This ties back into the factory shock mount for the Foreman, and then this ties into 2 bars on the frame here and here, and just going to be clamped with some U-bolts. There's a couple other brackets I made to tie this into the frame. The drive shaft was a little different, so had to take 2 drive shafts, make a coupling, and weld them together. The Rincon shocks will not work, they're way too long, so I took some 300 Honda front shocks, had to cut the tab off of the Rincon shock, the eye off of the 300 shock, and kind of modify that so it would fit in here. But anyways, here in just a little bit, maybe we'll have a bike together and see how it does. Okay, here's the complete rear assembly. Got it all mocked up, pretty much ready to be bolted in place at this point. I'm getting ready to put this whole assembly back in here, and maybe so you can get some kind of an idea on how this is going to bolt in. The original rear end and everything was mounted right here. There's an original bolt hole on the frame here on each side, and I've got this bracket built. It's going to connect those two together, and also it's going to bolt to these 2 points that I took off of the Rincon. These are just the factory bolt holes that were already there. I did drill them out a little bigger to have a little bigger bolt. Had to grind them down flat to get them to fit up into the Foreman frame. But other than that, that was the only modifying I had to do. Got the top piece here. Got my little spacer in there. And this is going to bolt right into where the shock was bolted into, up in that area. So next step is to put all this under there. Alright, here's the finished product. Got it under the bike. Everything's tied in. Give you kind of an idea how I tied it into the frame there. That's where the U-bolt's holding it there. It's tied into the factory shock mount up there. I did have to move. This was tied into these two bolt holes. I moved it over, got it tied in here. I had to drill and retap, get another mounting spot there. This big black, whatever the heck function it does, I don't know, had to be taken off. And that's just a 2-inch PVC cap. Fits right in, clamp, holds it right in. So here it is with everything on it. Borrowed these tires off another bike kind of for mock-up till I can decide what I want to put on this one. These are 30-inch tires and with no fender trimming. I could easily run a 32, which ain't gonna put that big on here. Darn thing wouldn't pull them. On the front, I've just got a regular 2-inch lift. Kind of bolts in up there. I just bought it. I didn't make it. So. Well, that's that. Now it's just time to get muddy.